Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Annalisa and this is going to be another Pride Month reading vlog. I've already read a couple of picture books, From the Stars in the Sky to the Fish in the Sea by Kai Chang Tom, illustrated by Weiyant Lee and Kai Young Ching. And this is a really sweet picture book about a kid who is born not knowing if they are a boy or a girl, a fish in the sea or a bird in the air, and they're kind of a shapeshifter, and they go to school and everybody there has only one shape and is either a boy or a girl, and so they have some difficulties fitting in, but it ends happily, and it's just a really sweet little story and has really pretty illustrations, as you can probably tell from the cover. Then for the banned book prompt of the Queer Lit Readathon, I have Prince and Knight by Daniel Hack, illustrated by Stevie Lewis. This is about a prince who needs someone to help him rule his kingdom, so he's going to try to get married. And so he's introduced to a bunch of princesses, but none of those work out. And then he has to go home and fight a dragon, and a mysterious knight helps him fight the dragon. And then they have a romance, and it's really sweet and adorable, and has a very cute illustration style. And I gave both of these 5 stars.
I think you do. Yes. Oh, so nice. Oh, so nice. What does Sam need? Huh?
It's the mid-month garden update.
Tomatoes, moss roses, plums, suddenly potatoes from old potatoes that used to be here. What we thought were peaches were actually cherries, and since we sprayed them according to the instructions for peaches, they have bugs in them, so we can't eat those. It was Home Depot, by the way, that did the mislabeling. And also, one tree we got from them, along with these trees, died right away. So, we're not gonna buy from them again. The raspberries are just starting to become ripe. Corn, pumpkins, beans, roses.
So I finished 3 more books, because 2 of them I've been working on for the last several days. The first is Hijab Butch Blues, which is about a Muslim woman who realizes she's queer when she's fairly young, like a tween, and talks a lot about her relationship with Allah, and how she came to believe that Allah is non-binary, which I believe that my Christian God is non-binary, so that was kind of cool to read about. She talked about how she uses she/they pronouns. I think she didn't want to particularly identify as trans or cis. She's kind of doesn't want to put a label on her gender. And yeah, she talked a lot about finding Muslim community, Muslim queer community, and how important that was to her and how valuable, and how she's never able to tell any of her family members that she's queer and writes under her pseudonym. Yeah, it was just really interesting. I liked it a lot. 5 stars. Then the 8th book in the Orc Sworn series came out recently, and since it's a polyamorous one, I decided to read it during Pride Month. And so it has 2 bisexual orc characters, and then our female MC, whose perspective it's from, is a sex worker. I really like how, as we get further into the series, we're getting more side characters who have been side characters in previous books, and we're seeing them further developed, and also the previous main characters are now side characters. And I really enjoy the side characters. And this is a 700-page book. A lot of it is sex scenes, which I mostly skip by because I find these particular variety of sex scenes kind of gross. But there's a lot of angst, and I really like the way the angst is handled. I actually cried a fair number of times during this book. And one thing that you should know about this is that it handles one of the main love interests having an addiction to alcohol and getting him through it, and helping him recover from it. And it is as I was reading some of the reviews, I think it is handled a little too easily. Like, it's shown that there are setbacks and that it's difficult, but it's definitely harder in real life than it was portrayed in this book. And yeah, I just really enjoyed myself. 4 stars. And then I read Cheer Up, Love and Pom-Poms. And this one is about a trans girl and a girl she was friends with before she transitioned, falling in love. And it's not really gone into why they kind of haven't been very good friends for the last 2 years. Like, she transitioned and then she got popular, and somehow the popularity, I think, drove a wedge between them. But our blonde main character is encouraged to join the cheer team to add an extracurricular to her college applications, and our brunette main character is the head of the cheer team, so that brings them back together, and then they have an adorable friends to lovers romance, and it's so sweet. And there's a lot of talk about transness and transphobia, and some pretty aggressive transphobia is in here, so be aware of that. And I loved it. 5 stars. It's time for the dinner making montage. A nicely written out version of this recipe, which is for what we call potato chowder in my family, will be in the description if you want to copy and paste it or screenshot it or whatever. Subtitling me, go do that. Don't forget. Hi there, it's Juneteenth. If you'd like to know about Juneteenth, I'm going to link below some information, and also a wonderful Black educator who has both a YouTube and a TikTok called Empress Onyx, who today made a video about Juneteenth specifically. There's lots of information to learn. So it's Wednesday and I'm dog sitting again. Different people this time, my cousins. And they have a little poodle mix creature who looks very skinny right now because he's just been shaved. This is Luxray, which is apparently a Pokemon that looks a lot like a black dog, so that fits. Aren't you cute? Yeah. Hi there, so it's still Wednesday and I finished another book. This is another one that I heard recommended on TikTok. Haven't heard about it on here, from someone who promotes a lot of indie books. It's called Odd Blood by Azalea Crowley. It is I might call it a rom-com with some fantasy elements, a paranormal rom-com. It's a silly, funny look on vampires, and someone who starts to work for a vampire who needs a carer for his elderly friend who has dementia. The portrayal of dementia was so-so. Other than that, I really liked it. The main character, whose perspective it's from, is demisexual and demi-romantic, and also autistic, and I really liked all of that. I thought it was really well done. And now I'm reading the second book in the quartet. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to leave an emoji, how about something purple? And I will see you in the next video. Bye!